Before I do some remodeling, I wanted to do a quick video as I have been experimenting with a lot of NPCs and interactive scripted objects. I have discovered that the more scripting, the more quests I put in this, then the more CPU usage, the slower the load time. So even with quality scripts, I have discovered that you really can only fully develop a couple quests at a time, especially if you want to add a lot of interactivity. So you see that this gentleman says that mermaid statue freaks me out. I don't like to look in its direction. But in this area where I am now is a whole undersea area. You have the Mermaid Kingdom. You have the octopus queen over here, Octo Queen. I really feel that I need to take this area out. I'll just leave it as a body of water, but because I have an NPC mermaid, an NPC mermaid queen, the NPC mermaid king, I have the NPC octo queen, and then I have some interactive creatures that usually if there's enough scripting room, then there's swimming creatures that swim around, and when you bump into them, they teleport you elsewhere. And there's some creatures over in this area that actually hunt you down, and you can use a sword to strike them down so they disappear. But I need to reduce my scripting. So I'm going to show you this area so then I can remove it. And just so you can see how I designed it and the reason I designed it. Of course, everything is able to collect tokens in this area. I would have expanded it with more question and answer scripts, but primarily it was to encourage the reading and interacting with the NPCs for the reading parts. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what I've got here. So, you have the mermaid statue, and you can enter the kingdom through various different areas. So let's just walk into the water here. So as you can see under the water, I like to develop my underwater scenes as well. You have the stones, and you can get even more elaborate with this with underwater fauna. You have all these fishes, and you've got the queen and king, and they would have been scripted with, so they're not scripted now, but they would have been scripted with question scripts, so answer and question scripts. Same as this mermaid here, and then you've got another one up here. Now, there was mirror tag in here where the merman would actually tag you and teleport you. So I had several different tag games in here. So I got rid of this earlier to reduce my scripting time. This is just a dancing mermaid. She doesn't take that much scripts, but she dances, and then you can also dance in this area. So that those are just little fun things that you add to make it more interesting. I could script her to say things as well. And then over here is a little follower mermaid that basically just follows you around. And her scripting isn't too bad because she doesn't follow you around the whole sim. She only follows you if you're in her area, and she kind of pushes you around. So again, you can script them to say things at timed intervals. So I could do that if I wanted to do a quest and have these put in at different times. And this would be the mirror quest, so that you could actually put in a couple quests at once, have them do them, and then continue the game by removing the old quests and putting in new quests. In this type of environment, that really is the best type of gameplay to do when you have limited server capacity. And then you just have little things you can interact with. You can actually ride that. And then in this area is where the Mirror Queen generates. And I'm having some difficulty with consistency of my NPCs generating. So if I was wearing the dragon HUD right now, then I could collect those tokens and it would keep points. So here's my Mirror Queen controller. And usually they sense and they turn on and they stay on. But because I've overloaded the sim with too many modules, it's not functioning optimally, so things aren't always showing up and starting when I want them to. There she is. So she swims around, and at random intervals she will make statements, and those statements are clues. So again, this basically encourages reading, and we'll see if we can hang out long enough for her to make a statement. And usually she's supposed to be swimming around, so I'm not sure if that's part of the glitch because I'm a bit overloaded, and that may be. So you see how things are not operating as smoothly as they were earlier when I didn't have as many of the modules and as many as the NPCs in. Oh, there she goes. And the other thing with this is when you click on nearby chat, then if words pop up on screen that are too quickly for the student to read, they can use this nearby chat to read at a slower pace. So that way the gameplay has different options for different levels. So if they need more time to read, they would just have this open and they can expand it or minimize it for their reading level so that they can take more time to read. So let me just go ahead and, so this will all be taken out and simplified. And then over here you have some more decorations, some more buildings. There's some creatures and tentacles and serpents up top. You have more tokens you can collect. And then in this area as well, there is the Mirror King, and I don't believe that he has populated, again, for the same reason I mentioned before, and I think he's right here. So this, I'm not sure if this is one of my scripted ones or not. Nope, I found this little octopus that teleports you as a swimmer now. There we go. So this actually opens up, and when I had this set up, see there's a sword, and there'd be also lots of tokens there. You would collect the sword, and that's what you would use to battle the other creatures. There we go. And then when you click on that, except for the tail, when you're a regular avatar, you disappear inside that guy. So all these are really neat little things for gameplay and fun, but it's not a developed module, so I'm going to take it out, which includes, so as you can see, Mirror Queen should be around here somewhere too. Oh, there's my swimming guy. You just saw him? There's one of the swimmers. Now, if he touches you, you get teleported away. See if I can see where he swam to. He moves about randomly. Oh, there he is. So you have to avoid those moving creatures in the gameplay, or they teleport you. And then this one over here in front of us, he's right here, is another that when you touch him, generates guys that chase you down and gives you little pushes. So I've touched him, and then you'll see, there they are. All right, and they're chasing me. Now, if I had the sword, I could hit them 10 times with the sword, and eventually they would disappear because I would have defeated them. And you see when they touch you, they kind of give you a push. And now if I had damage enabled on this sim, then I would lose health points as well. So that's one of those things. Now the Octo Queen is again not present because I have to find her and manually turn her on. Now if everything was working smoothly, she would have automatically populated once I came near. So I just wanted to kind of give you a look at this area and some of the interactive things I had in it. This type of area, so what would have happened is in this cave over here, there would have been quizzes. Some of the physical NPCs that you saw earlier would have had question and answer scripts. The NPCs would have given clues, and of course you would have collected tokens. So this would have been the cave that would have had the scripts and things in them. So I'm going to clear this area to make the sim run more smoothly. But I just wanted to let you see show you what I had developed and what I had planned on. But sometimes plans are a lot bigger than what functionality allows.